Hey gang, how we doing? We're kicking off things. Like I said, we were gonna jumpstart this a while back, and things got in the way. And there's always something going on. I tell you. But thank God, summer's upon us. Summer's upon us, and we definitely want to start the video component, which is why I began today to do it with a good friend of mine. This is going to be a little different. You guys already know Juicy Divas, Confessions of a Limo Driver. If you notice the vehicle up here, yeah, that was the car that was used for the Squeakle for the Chipmunks, the movie, and they used that was actually the car that we used to drive Jack Nicholson to the Laker games back in the '90s and the early 2000s. So yeah, so I decided to do a podcast. The podcast is called Juicy Divas, Confessions of a Limo Driver, because those are the divas, the cars, right? And they're full of juice, tons of stories that are hidden inside. And yeah, yours truly has quite a bit of stories. But so then we decided to do this podcast to kind of as a tribute to Elizabeth Taylor, because Diva is basically named after Elizabeth Taylor, the late Elizabeth Taylor, and I was her driver. So yeah, we decided to do a podcast, and I had interviewed our next guest, which you already know, because as you can see right here, it says Magi Avila. She's a great actress, Magi Avila, and she has something to come and promote on our show today. She had told me something about it. I said, as soon as I get the video going, we're gonna kick off things with your is your whole toolkit, of how to become basically a working actor. It's a 6-step formula to become a working actor in Hollywood, and it's great for a lot of, especially the people that want to delve into this arena, if you will. And so yeah, so why don't we bring her in? The ever talented, extremely talented Magi Avila, ladies and gentlemen. And we're just going to have an exchange and have a good time. It's all about talking and relaxing and have a blast and see where it goes. Maggie, you there? Wow, there you go.
Right here.
Wow, you didn't know I had a magic wand, huh? I went like this.
Well
Ding,
done.
I was trying to put you
Thank
back in the
you.
bottle and I can't. The genie said, no, 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 you made the wish. There she is. Um, this is great. It's great to have you here. Our very first of many, many, many shows for Juicy
Yes.
Divas, Confessions of a Limo Driver. We interviewed you not that long ago. And then I said when we first started that we would bring you back so we can talk about a few things you want to discuss. And I was able to study some of your methods. So I love this. But I want to just kind of circle back to our story about yeah, you and I were talking about, you working with all these great actors, and a lot of the stuff you learned from hanging out on set and whatnot, and you've incorporated all this and basically created this tool set that's pretty accessible to anybody, right?
Exactly.
um and it must have been a lot of work, right? You spend a whole weekend doing it.
Just a weekend. Oh yeah, just a weekend. A long weekend. Like when they say, lock yourselves inside your home. Don't get out until we
That's
find a
right.
vaccination.
So you
Yeah.
did it during the pandemic. Wow, your juices were flowing during the pandemic. You decided to create this. This is great, man. We're
Yes.
so psyched to have you on, by the way. Thank you for coming back on a
Thank
Juicy
you.
Divas Confessions of a Limo Driver. Thank you.
No, my goodness. Thank you so much for having me back. That was such an amazing, amazing interview you did. Thank you
We
so
had
much. So I
thank
am honored that you're having me as your first
This
guest
is
in
the
your
first
first
guest. This is
show.
the
Oh my
first.
God, all the blessings in the world, man. You're going to be
Amen.
fantastic. You're going to have so many. So
From your
thank you.
mouth,
Thank you so
from your
much.
mouth to God's ears, right? Is you're gonna get a lot of people for me. Yay! I think that's what you get. No, yeah, we're gonna have quite a bit of guests and some cool people. But I'm very interested. To tell you the truth, I'm very interested to hear all about this awesome set. I mean, I know about it. I know, I've studied quite a bit of it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but and it's helped, But I want to kind of go like point by point. So why don't we just hand over the mic to you, and then you could tell us a little bit about how this came about. How did you decide to do it? I mean, you were bored during the pandemic, and then you had this aha moment, like light bulb, right? And then I'm gonna create doing this. I have so much experience in all this stuff, and now I'm gonna share it with the world.
Yes. even a little bit before the pandemic, I had been thinking about it because I have a bunch of friends who always have come to me and asked me, how is it that you came from a different country? You didn't
Hmm.
even know the language. You didn't
Hmm.
know anybody. How is it you are working more than me? And
Yeah.
I would ask him, well, what are you doing to get the work? What is it
Right.
that you're doing? What is it you're not doing? And so on. Um, and so I kept on advising people, and people would come to me constantly. And then when I saw the younger actors that had this mindset of so many obstacles because they would buy into those lies that people will tell them. And those are not white lies, but lies that are truth for them. Have you seen that saying that goes around the internet that says something that is impossible for them doesn't mean that it's impossible for you?
Yeah.
And
You know what?
so,
That's beautiful. And a real quick one to add to that. Every person has a different journey.
exactly. And their fears also. For example, when I was about to go to the Cannes Film Festival back in 2016 to
Nicholas
present,
Cage. Let me guess. With Nicholas Cage.
yes, and Mr. Paul Schrader and
That's
Mark
right.
Berman and an amazing, amazing team of people, fantastic.
Wow.
And I got to meet amazing people there, more people there. Um, so when
I
I was
bet.
in my way there, I mean, I was already living here in the U.S. for so long, and I was visiting Ensenada. I was visiting my family in Ensenada. I was saying hello and I'll see you soon and give me your blessings. My brother, my brother Pepe, he is the oldest, and he was like, "You shouldn't go. That's so
Yeah.
dangerous. Are you going all by yourself? Are you nuts?" And then I just
Yeah,
and I
like
just
just a
looked
little
at
bit.
him, yeah, and I just loved him so much. I thought, how sweet is this? I mean, he's still my big brother, and he still will always see me as the youngest sister, right?
Right.
But his fears, if I was a teenager or I
Mhm.
was in my early 20s or late teens, I don't know, it would have probably scared me and say, oh, I should listen to my brother. And sometimes the people that we look up to, the people that we admire the most when we're young and vulnerable, we listen to them as
That's
if
so
it was
true.
the word of God, as if it was the law, as if it was an ultimate truth, instead of thinking, where is this person coming from? Are they scared?
Yeah.
Or do they really know enough about what they are advising me? Because we should be taking advice from people that knows best, that
So they're
have
in the
done
comfortable
it.
because they're in the comfortable zone, right? You're in a comfort zone, then you're
Right.
calm, but you people are afraid to leave their comfort zone. That
Exactly. And they have not been there. So we
yeah,
have to listen to the advice of people that have walked the
the
walk.
walk. There you go.
Absolutely. The people that have done it. And so, for example, there was a lady also that, so another example really quick before I jump into that other example of why, the reason why that was the one that moved me the most, like you have no idea. I'll get there. So another example was a dear friend of mine. He's, close to 70s, and I was training to not to become a wrestler, okay, but for a TV show to
Okay.
have enough training, such as it was a pilot, like flow, like glow, I'm sorry, it was
Glow. Yeah.
flow, it's called flow,
Okay.
it's still in the works, but things get stopped and then
Sure.
moved around and so on, right? Other projects take priority for other people, and so those are the ones that go. That's life in Hollywood, right?
Nothing
And
happens in
so,
sequence, huh? Nothing, not even when they're shooting, nothing happens in sequence.
yeah,
Outside
exactly.
of
Not even in
sequence.
life. Oh my
Real
goodness.
life. Yeah,
Not even in life. And so
exactly.
I was training and I was so excited about telling him. And yeah, I was scared too, but I was excited too because it was a big challenge for me. Of course, I was scared. I mean, of jumping off the cords and stuff like that into people. It was nuts. I mean,
I
I've
love
always been
that.
this girly girl, like tiny, and somebody
Yeah.
just pushed me like that and woof, forget about it. But my friend was telling me, "Oh my God, at your age, you shouldn't be doing this. It's so dangerous. You're gonna die." And then I thought, "Oh, he loves me, but he's scared because he's looking at things from his perspective. Because he
Right.
didn't exercise throughout his life the way I exercised, or
That's
so
true.
on. I mean, many reasons, right?" And so I thought, you know what? It's a TV show. I say yes to everything. Can you swim? Yes. I mean, even if I go, I'll figure it out. But I mean, as an actor, you always try to be as ready as possible. You don't want to say that you can perform something to a 10 level when you actually can do it 5, because then
Yeah.
you can kill yourself, of course, right? So the other main reason, the one that was the pivotal reason, I was casting for an assignment for a short film that I was doing as an assignment for school, right? Filming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ladies that I was interviewing, she shared with me that she felt like she was never going to be able to work in Hollywood because so her skin was too dark, and because she was too short,
Okay.
and because she would always look like a little kid. I mean, hello. I mean, Michael J. Fox was what, 30 something when he was playing a 17-year-old
Yeah.
in Back to the
Team,
Future,
Back to the
because
Future. I was
he's
thinking Team Wolf.
short and petite. I
Yeah.
mean, Tom Cruise, hello. Salma Hayek, beautiful, gorgeous, dark skin, Mexican as well.
Yeah.
This lady I was talking with whom I was talking, she was Mexican, Hispanic, and no, Mexican, not. And so another beautiful thing about her is that she is a freaking amazing wrestler,
Is
and
she
she
really?
just didn't know that she had this amazing gift,
Ability, huh?
already great ability, not only the talent and the gift, but already created this great ability
Yeah.
because she has been training for a while, right? And it was so funny to see her when we were training. She was training us. And she was, grabbing these humongous, super tall guys like yourself,
Yeah.
and from the head all the way to the floor. And she is like half my size.
She
And
was
so with those skills,
mangling
so
them
I
all up.
had to tell her, honey, you have no idea what you're talking about. Let me share
Yeah.
with you. And so I started. It couldn't get off my head. And then when the pandemic happened, I was already working very hard on the creation, the submission of the for the film festivals of my
Okay.
documentary Altitude Not Altitude, right?
Altitude, not
But at the
attitude.
same
Yeah.
time, I had more space to do this thing since I was doing a lot of auditions. Thank goodness I started doing a whole lot more auditions like most actors through Zoom and
Yeah.
through
The Zoom,
video
and you're
self
waiting in the background, huh, for them to call you. You're gonna go into another room. You're thinking, am I in a room? Really? I first
right.
did it
Yes,
first
exactly.
time.
Exactly. And so, but I still have this time to be able to develop this. And then it was just really aching. I really needed to put it on
You know,
paper, and it just kept on going and going and going and going
you
until,
know,
you
I
know
was gonna say I'm listening to you, I'm hearing you out, and they say that success occurs when preparedness meets opportunity. When you're prepared, when you've done your homework, you know, you're able to take that plunge because you kind of have the wherewithal, you have the tools necessary to take on life by the horns. And so, which brings you to the next question. Is this when you began to obviously try to help prepare others to do the same thing that you're doing?
yes, yes, that was
Okay.
the pivotal moment. And then I started auditioning with more kids. I started interviewing more late teens and early
Yeah.
20s, and I saw all of these obstacles that they were, and some of them, they were so inspiring. It almost made me cry because I saw myself in them, and I thought, oh, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. So then I saw that it was necessary to just put it on paper and put it out there for the world, for all of them to be able to access it. Because obviously, I mean, if I put it out there, then I will be able to reach more people, and then
You're
get them
right.
to
Yeah.
work, and then forget about all those obstacles that they think they have.
Yeah, because it's
Sometimes
kind
they
of
are
like,
true. Sometimes they're true. But then I can show them now how to overcome those obstacles.
yeah. I think that's very, it's an important point that you point out, how there are obstacles along the way, but if you kind of give them a bit of a shortcut, if you will, then you could lessen the pain, and you got to give them a heads up of what they're going to be going through. But more importantly is to, um, for their instrument as an actor to be polished and ready. Because if you're not ready, doesn't matter what comes your way, you're not going to land anything, you know?
Exactly.
And you think it's easy. Oh, I can act like that person, but to actually come from a place of truth, and have a perspective of like, what is it that the character wants? What is the character's looking to get? and the other character, not just your character, but what does the other character want? What is it? There's a lot that gets goes involved, and I think you peel back layers at all this through your method of your 6 week your 6 step. It's like 6 weeks, right?
Yes,
Six
it's
week
six
step
weeks,
formula.
6 modules.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6 modules.
steps formula to becoming a
Yeah,
working.
I like I like the visual aids. I'm all about the visual aids and um, being able to capture and absorb nature and use all your senses and all this is stuff that's involved in there that I don't
Right.
want to give too much away. I want people to
But we
understand
can
because
talk about it.
it's also
Yeah.
steps, right?
Yes,
You
it's
know,
the steps. It's so many
yeah,
layers. I mean, a little bit we that we talk about it. Even if we share these tips and these bits
yeah,
and pieces of it, right there, people will really have to read what I have put in there and then
sure,
execute it. And it will need the guidance that is on the course to actually make it happen because it's so much, it's so beautiful, and it's
it's a
so
lot.
intimate and it's so personal for,
Yeah,
I mean, everybody that reads it will see that it's just personal for them. I mean, we can talk about it right now, but
yeah.
I mean,
I loved
it's
it.
so
I loved it.
layered.
Real quick, I know you're gonna delve into it more deep, and so I want to steal a couple of sound bites before you go in because I want you to be able to tell us more. I mean, I want to learn more about this because I scratched some of it from the surface. I gathered some, just the gist, I think, and I found it very helpful. Of course, for me as a working actor, and I've done quite a bit of things in my day, so I think a lot of this resonates, the stuff that I've learned, but um, I think the way you set it up is in such a manner where it makes sense, to the person that maybe is thinking about being an actor. How does one go about? And also teaches also how to how to get representation, which is big, to have someone like our agents, to be able to have that management and whatnot. So all those details, very detail oriented, you guys, and I'm happy to have Maggie on to elaborate a little more about it. So go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Maggie.
So the
um,
6 steps formula to becoming a working actor, it's the first one is clarity, for you to know about what you really want. So we talk about mission statement, goal
mhm,
setting, and really, really dig deeply into what is it that moves you and how we're gonna get you to do that. I have different exercises that get you through that. And then it's self knowledge, identifying your essence. What is it that really, really, really you are about? A lot of people tell you certain things, but what is it that you really like? What is it that really has moved you throughout your life, right? And then also the acting roles that are right for you. It's very important to you to know and to learn how to market yourself so you get the right roles, how to get them, and that is conducted towards getting the right agents and the right manager for yourself. Even if you're barely beginning, even if you have no experience, you still can get
that's good. To have
management.
your niche, know your niche, huh? A
Yes,
lot of people don't
exactly.
know their niche. That's very true.
It's very true. Oh my
Yeah,
God. And then it makes so much difference in everybody's career. Everybody that you see that is a very specific actor, they will tell you immediately. Oh, as soon as I found my niche, I started working a lot, so, such myself. Right.
yeah.
And then commitment to excellence is another step. And you will learn how to deliver your very best no matter what. Always
Wow.
perform your very best. Like, for example, if you're working on a top notch film to a very low budget film, how do you still deliver the very best even with all of the
Yeah.
distractions that are outside of you? And
Because it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Production is a production. Should always
exactly,
conduct yourself in a highly good manner, no matter what, and always deliver the best of you. So
exactly, you have to be, it's all on you. It's all on you. After all, it's gonna become, it is a beautiful teamwork, but yes, it's going to become
yeah.
a work of an individual. Like, what is it that you're bringing into the table? And that is gonna make you shine throughout all of the productions, and people are gonna keep on inviting you to work with them, and they
And
will
remember, guys,
remember you.
there is no small roles. There's only small actors.
Right. There is no
Very
small
important.
productions in either.
No,
It's just love for
no.
the art.
You must
For
always
sure.
be prepared, and that's really great. What you just touched up on, you've kind of set the tone for no doubt like a nice 6 weeks of and pure
Mm-hmm.
magic. I mean,
Excellent. Yes,
all
exactly.
that is sort of all that is condensed into a small package, and
Yes.
that will definitely make a difference. It really
Yes.
will.
And so the
Um,
other step that we have is team building. I mean, I provide them the skills to get the right people in their corner. Because, for example, we talk about the five people that surround you.
yeah,
And when the people that you speak the most with whom you speak the most, the people that you listen to the most or you read about
yeah,
and so on, are the people that are going to influence you the most. A lot of people, they have, I don't know, a jealous boyfriend or a parent that are not very motivating, that are not,
sure,
that they don't believe
sure.
in themselves, and therefore they don't believe in the possibilities of their kid. Unfortunately, that people, whether they love us or not, whether they're healthy or toxic or not, they are going to cause a huge influence in your life. And so we have to be very mindful of who we are surrounding ourselves.
Mhm.
Who are we surrounded by? Because that people is going to cause a big, big influence in our lives. We're going to talk like them. We're going to dress like them. We're going to eat like them. We're going to watch the TV shows that they watch. We're going to listen to the same music that they. I mean, it's inevitable because we
Yeah,
are
we have
humans of community.
it's our circle. It's our circle of our closest circle, a real tight knit circle. And so basically, what happens is we complement each other, from within. So you really are the sum of those five people, and
Yep.
it's highly important, like you said, to hang out as a result with the right kind of people that are conducive to getting you places, but also it's a reciprocal. You help one another, and that's a good team to have in your corner. As far as the parents go, not all the times. A lot of parents say, get a real job. Like I had a degree in political science, do something with that. And, my heart is bigger than life. So I can't be a politician. So I said, you know what? I ended up still reverting back to the theater and the acting, and not all the parents will understand. But I was just talking to a friend the other day that whose parents didn't understand at first. However, over time, especially if you know where you're going, like this, for example, you know where you're going, um, and you begin to move in that direction, things begin to happen for you, and therefore your parents begin to understand you a little better. Like a lot of times, it's a fact of discipline. Like they don't think you're disciplined enough to actually carry it out, which is why they say, "Look, enough of the shenanigans. Get a real job." But when they actually understand that you're going in the right direction and you're doing day after day, you're grinding, day after day, you're studying what it takes, studying your wonderful 6 week course to working actors, for example, online courses, guys. You don't have to go anywhere. Do it out of the comfort of your house. Um, that kind of stuff will impact everything. Will obviously have an obvious impact on your career, but let alone your parents will also be influenced by your behavior, because now you actually know what you're doing and you continuously doing, you're following in love with this type of process. So that's what happened to this
That's
person that I
true.
was talking to, a friend, and
Absolutely.
finally the parents were on the corner. Well, what are they going to do? Hey, you know what, that's just you start getting those small roles, not small roles, pardon me. They started beginning to work, because there's no such
Mhm.
thing as small, began to work towards their goals and
Right.
getting something with theater, getting paid. So I said, you know what, this could be a lucrative career down the line for you. So why don't we
Mhm.
just give it a stab, and
Right. And
yeah,
it's true. As soon as people see you serious, even if they're not your parents, mentors, people around in your industry,
sure,
people in your work, I mean, they see your passion is so big and you're so committed that eventually everybody jumps on your train. Everybody joins your parade because they realize, oh, this person really, really is going to make something beautiful
yeah,
happen in their life.
yeah.
And it's truly inspiring because an actor career is one of the hardest careers in the world.
It's difficult. It's up there with music. It's hard
Mhm.
with music. It is, you're right.
Yes.
But you know what? I also believe that if you work hard at something over and over, so you continuously do it over time, something's bound to happen for you, because you keep working, you keep networking, which is another big thing. that we have to talk about. You know, networking. If you create networks of friends, we're living in the day and age with like this technology we have. You know, it seems like we're side by side, but in reality, we're in two different places. I'm in the valley, and you're in somewhere else, in Santa Monica, somewhere. So it's like we're far away from each other, but yet we're in the same place. These tools that are at our fingertips allow us to further our business, further our endeavors, further our careers. Also, people are creating their own films, such as you made that beautiful documentary, Altitude Not Attitude, about this gentleman who was quadriplegic, who was able to give back and help people and go around the world and make you feel like, wow, you're traveling to great places. Um, you
Mhm.
know, as a filmmaker, female filmmaker, and some other film, like our good friend Shana Bach, who's another excellent
Yes.
filmmaker, and lots of other filmmakers out there that are making it for themselves. So we don't know who we get to meet, and as like, you know, relationships develop, so do business relationships. They develop that way
Correct.
too.
Yes.
So
You have to develop those relationships for sure. But um, getting back into what you said, that you have to keep on doing it, and the longer you do it, the better you get.
that's
It
right.
is. And yes, you have to mind the business side of your acting career, but you have to really, really, really continue on training yourself constantly. And this
Polishing,
online
polishing.
course, yes, polishing, sharpening your skills, and this online course will serve you for the rest of your life. For whomever is watching out there, this will serve them for the rest of their lives, because it's something, again, that I have learned. All of this is stuff that I have learned throughout my life as an actress.
Yeah,
I mean, from the beginning to until now. I mean, I study at the University of Baja California,
yeah.
and extension of humanities, my 4 years, and then the UDG, University of Guadalajara, for 2 years, the theater of the body. So there is so many acting techniques
Wow.
that will be able, people will be able to apply.
Right.
And so yes, the more they keep on acting, the more they keep on training, the better they get, the more the chances are gonna
And
be, like you were saying earlier, about being prepared when the opportunity arrives, right?
because opportunity is usually under your nose, you just don't see it when you're not prepared. That's really what it is. It's usually there. It's always
Until
there.
someone
Yeah. I've learned that. I've learned that, you know, that when you're ready, you're ready. But if you're not ready, you just think you are, you're gonna flop. And then, you know, it is what it is. But it's always good to be ready, which is why it's highly important to pick up your 6 weeks to working actors online formula. It's fantastic because you do have a lot of different techniques that are very applicable. You mentioned you can apply right, very pragmatic, easy to do. It's just exercises that you can do on the whim while you're waiting in somewhere. You know, people watch. Just, you know, don't stalk the people, but you people watch when they walk around. You know, and you get the essence of people and things and visual aids that impact you, museums, things that you see, um, you know, colors, sensations, you know, use all your senses and all these great, I noticed exercises you had that I did a couple that were pretty cool. Um, and, you know,
inner images and inner images, where we
inner
use all
images.
senses.
Right, right,
That's
exactly.
yes, I
Yeah,
love that
it's
part.
phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
great. I loved it all the way around. And yeah, so I can't not emphasize enough that, you know, what you got is really good, and I'm very happy that you were able to share this with us and you know, with a lot of people that maybe are hoping to break in, to crack into the movie industry. And you know, I liked I was watching the other day, I watched something, or I was watching you on My American Family. I caught you on Amazon, yeah, on Amazon Prime. And I liked your character, because your character was I mean, you have to watch it, whoever is watching this has to watch it. But I love your character in that you're your outer persona, you know, you're exuding, you're not saying a lot, but physically you are a lot of times in this through this. And I noticed that you're just, you know, living through you know, these imaginary circumstances. You're living like reality, and you could see it. and I really love that. I love that your husband's is a phenomenal. The guy
He's
that
really
plays your husband, he's phenomenal too. And I like the exchange. I like the camaraderie on stage. What you guys have going on set. So I want to congratulate you on that.
thank you.
Um, yeah. So I mean, Maggie Avila is done quite a bit, but more importantly, her formulas have proven to work, and which is why she's here. And we're excited to have you. Finally, we get to see you, and everyone gets to see our exchange. Yeah, it's
Thank
fun. It's
you.
great having you on. I mean, I got to tell you, growing up, I would, we if you guys really want to see our interview or listen to our interview, it's up on, you can listen to it on Spotify, Google Podcast, or iTunes or whatnot. It's Juicy Divas: Confessions of a Limo Driver. It's yours truly. Got to interview Maggie, and we had a great time talking about a lot of stuff. But growing up, I studied at Plaza de la Raza in East LA, Northeast LA
Wow.
at Lincoln Park
Mhm.
many years ago. And I grew up in the Lincoln Heights area. And growing up, I had I did I grew up knowing that I was gonna be somebody in life. You know that? I don't know if I mentioned, but I grew up knowing, like, to me, I felt that I could be like Edward James almost. I felt like I could be like a lot of different people that were acting. And I just knew from the time I was young that I don't know how I was going to do it, but I was hungry. I was hungry to learn whatever it took. I have not arrived. I have not yet finished learning, because you don't finish learning until life is over. I believe that over and over you have to
Absolutely.
learn.
I
And
totally agree with that.
right?
Yes.
And I learned a lot. And so in studying some of your methods, I resonate. A lot of it is um, great, because there are simple exercises I was doing, and it reminded me a lot of my theater days, doing stuff. And I haven't gotten to do any theater in a long time, believe it or not. But
Me
yeah, maybe
neither. It
maybe when you
aches, right?
uh
Doesn't your heart ache? Oh my
yeah,
God, I miss it so much. But then I saw everything that I wrote in there. I mean, the acting techniques, when it comes to the acting craft,
yeah,
it's a lot of theater in there. For example, the sensorial stuff,
yes,
like how to understand people, understand your characters, how to jump into a character if you have a
yeah,
sudden audition, just
yeah,
looking at it through your senses and
sure.
immediately jumping into it. And
That's
because again you feed yourself with great inner images, such going to museums like you were saying,
yeah,
or like
yeah,
watching those amazing actors that we admire, like Edward
right.
James Olmos.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I watched them many years ago. Um, I watched these people on do their films, and I used to watch their every moment. And a lot of time in the olden days, some of these actors, they're phenomenal. They kind of, through their expressions, they were talking to you. And my mom was like, "They don't talk to me. What are you talking about?" Like, oh, you wouldn't understand. But I feel like that subtext, they're saying something different. And this is what emotionally impact us. And at the end of the day, that's what you go to the movies to do, to get impacted, to get emotionally moved. And that's what moved me early on, to get into acting, was that I would get moved in one way, even if I got upset. Well, you watch Chinatown, you watch,
Oh wow.
such a great, brilliant. If you haven't seen that film, I mean, you have to see it, right? With Jack Nicholson, um, it's by far one of his best films of 1970s, and it gives you a nice bird's view of the city back in, well, it's supposed to take place like in the 40s or 30s, but
We were
anyway,
just talking about it yesterday. Yes.
right.
Is
And
that what
it,
was that the film, the first film that impacted you the
I
most?
think it was one of the first. I mean, there's so many. I like Casablanca, I like that elegance and the chivalry from the olden days. But I like, yeah. And then there was other Leonardo DiCaprio. I really loved Leonardo
The
DiCaprio's
Aviator.
film. What was the film where he's actually crazy? Like, he doesn't know. Like, they go to, supposedly, oh, Shutter's
Yeah,
Island. Shutter's Island.
oh yes, Shutter
Yeah, yeah,
Island,
yeah.
Scorsese.
Yeah,
Yes.
Scorsese, what a
Wow.
film. And it's insane. I mean, the twist to that film, and so films like that, what I mean? Like, they grapple you, and they just, like, wow. Yeah, but anyway, um,
And so
enough of
those kind of
yeah,
films, or those kind of performances that stay with you for many, many,
ever,
many years,
forever.
aren't those the dream come true? Aren't those the
Yeah,
things that
I
we
said
look after to one day actually realize, oh, this, I remember this about this film, and it's been this many years.
I said I can do it. I said, that's what I said. I too can do it. I don't know how at the present moment because I knew that there was an art form to it because these people were put up on a pedestal. Back in the day it was different, right? Now I could just go down the street and see you. Hey, can I take a picture with you? A selfie? You don't mind? Oh, sure, no problem.
Hey,
But
can you
back in
pass
the day,
water?
but back in the day, you had to go to a premiere to watch them. You couldn't get close to them. Excuse me, sir, can I get your autograph? You couldn't do that.
Uh-huh,
So
right.
now everything's more tangible, and it's like they were put up on a pedestal. So I knew there was something special about them. That it wasn't just like not anybody. But I knew that they were once a little boy with a big dream. And anyway, that I just wanted to
True,
sort of mention that
true.
in passing. But what you're saying is great. This whole opportunity, guys, this is what it is. It's an opportunity to see things sort of through Maggie's eyes. So live vicariously through Maggie, what she's learned, and she has it in 6 weeks. Boy, you can get working, you can get moving.
Yes,
This
that's
is
right.
great.
That's right. And it has a lot of action steps. Each lesson has their action steps that we will get them immediately to put in action what they have just learned. And it's so easy and so beautiful. If they are cut for acting, they're absolutely gonna love it.
Yeah,
And because each lesson, each module has lessons on the business
side
side
of it.
of
Yeah, business
acting.
aspect. Sure.
Yes. And also everything is infused with success mindset, which is so important. Again, how we talk to people, how do we talk to ourselves, and how do we involve, get in our corner the people that is around our lives. We were talking about earlier about how to uh, do a correct team building, right? How to speak with
Yeah.
those that are not in our side, that are not in our corner, that don't motivate us, or they are naysayers.
Yeah, naysayers.
How to get them to see our passion and our commitment. All of those
Yeah.
things are so so important, and we also do talk about networking, the right way of networking.
Networking the
Right.
right way. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
how
not get
to.
caught. What about also, um, this whole notion of we have to do away if you really want to be a serious actor. Just want to tell you guys, this whole notion of it's just going to happen overnight is not real. And number one, not for most of us anyway. I know there's a couple of people like
A
Jay
couple of people that
Hernandez.
were
Yeah,
uh,
the little
uh,
exceptions to the
on a
rule.
bar,
Elevator,
oh,
right,
you're
and
so
give you a card.
beautiful, be on my movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
right, right. But
Correct.
it's only, but listen, it's only a one night thing. It's only a one night thing, so it's only a one time deal.
Exactly,
That's what I usually
exactly, because
usually
once
happens.
the door opens for you, what you deliver
Yeah,
after that, how
that's
do you
right.
behave around people, the
Yeah,
things that you do during, before, and after, how do you stay
yeah.
in touch with all of those, all of that people you have worked with, how do
Oh,
you
wow.
get doors to be open for you, for the top offices with the top talent, how do you get to talk to them so that they answer, how to craft the right letters, how to present yourself the right way so that people say, wow, who are you?
Yeah, yeah, and you leave a lasting impression, right? And
Correct.
immediately get maybe the casting agent will cast you in something. That's fantastic. I'm engrossed in this conversation because I'm still, I've gone through some of the steps and I'm still learning, but I am also I'm happy that you put this together and during this pandemic a lot of people had an unfortunate people had lost their lives, and that's irreparable. You can't bring those people back. So my heart goes out to all those. And but
Mine too.
there was a lot of creative forces, a lot of juices flowing. I know I wrote some songs which I had never written.
I
I did,
know.
yeah. I wrote songs. I started the podcast during this time. I began helping, which is what I like to do, helping people on, through TikTok. And then, yeah, but it's this is great. And it's crazy because I mean, our time is gone. I want to spend the next 5 minutes. Uh, uh, Obviously, they can if they go to my bio or your bio, they can buy the and they can get first off. What did you give me first? What is it that I got? It was like uh, I got. I think it was I got something for free, some advice and stuff that I got
Oh,
for
you have
free.
tips. Yes,
Yeah,
they can get
yeah,
free tips as
yeah.
well. I mean,
So you,
if you guys
yeah.
just go into the successfulactoracademy.com, you will get free
Hmm.
tips, sign up for the newsletters, and then you will get invited soon, very soon, to listen to amazing key speakers from the world of acting, athletes, life coaches, and they're going to help you keep on going with this six
That's
steps formula to
fantastic.
becoming a working actor. But once you purchase, you get the 6 steps formula to becoming a working actor, you're set for life. Even if you decide later on in life to not continue being an actor, the things that you will learn, the values, the morals, the ethics, and the business keys that you're going to learn here and for life as well are going to help you for the rest of your life, and you're going to be able to apply them to so many things, to any career. But
Yeah.
specifically for aspiring actors, you want to start working, becoming an actor, and really, really, really performing and booking. This is the online course for you.
Well,
Like,
you heard it. You heard it from the source, ladies and gentlemen. The wonderful, fabulous Maggie Avila. You know, you can also purchase it right off my bio on my link tree. I have it there
right,
also. Yeah. So
you should
yeah,
go to this link tree,
yeah,
click
look at
to
my
his
link tree.
bio, and it's so easy. You'll take you
Yeah.
there to the in-depth, all the steps
But
and all the
I'm gonna tell
motivational
you,
classes.
I'm really gonna break it down real quick, guys. What I found is this is proven to work. A lot of this is information that would take hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars to invest. You know, it's a lot of money, a lot of going to the right places. This is all kind of summed up in through Maggie's techniques, and she makes it to where it's very applicable, very easy to and pragmatic. And I would invite you guys to go in there and go into the link tree and look up the 6 weeks online course with Miss Maggie Avila to becoming a working actor, and you get free tips, because I got a few free tips at first, and I thought that was cool. I said, wow, most places don't give you that. But it's applicable stuff. It's not like you're gonna get one of the great things about Maggie is she's very loyal. She to people, and she's a good friend. And I've come to know her. She comes from a good place. And I think what she wants to do is empower people. It's very important. It's not about ripping people off in any way, shape, or form. She comes from a place of empowering others in order to leave a legacy, in order for your reputation, because remember, your reputation's on the line whenever you do something like this. You know, it's highly important that you hold up to that standard. So that said, I just want to tell you guys that I had a hell of a time with Maggie Avila today. And this is our kickoff show. So, hey, man, here's two
You
more. Let me
have
uplift
no
the toast.
idea. Thank you so much. Thank you so much because you are a very accomplished actor. You
Thank
have
you.
done stand up comedy for so many years. You have your amazing shows. And as an actor with so many years of experience, after you reading my materials, and you know about the techniques, and oh,
Sure.
you
Yeah.
understand that everything works. And then to see that it is true. We all have spent thousands and thousands of dollars
Cannot tell you how much
putting
I've spent.
all of this together. And so to sum all this up for the younger generation coming up, because it's just so easy for all of us to pass on the information, because we have mentors right now that are amazing, that are incredible, super highly accomplished, that
Yeah.
are supporting us with their advice, with their guidance. And we just we're just doing the same. We're just passing on the knowledge, through that knowledge that we have acquired throughout all of our life, the ones that we're experiencing right now. I mean, you're a working actor. I am a working actor. I can't tell you how grateful I am. And I just want everybody to be a working actor faster, sooner, and enjoy the journey. Forget about any suffering, just enjoy the journey. And I am teaching that as well. How
That's
to really,
fantastic.
really just make it work, make it work. Yes.
I love it. I mean, I'm just elated. So happy and grateful to have you on, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Maggie a hand. Juicy Divas, Confessions of a Limo Driver, another podcast, guys. Podcast 001
Woo!
of many to come. So stay tuned, stick
Yes.
around. Until next time, thank you, Maggie. God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
God bless you, my friend. Thank you so much. Bye
Bye
bye,
bye now.
everyone. Thank you for staying with us.